welcome back to another video. If you are new, my name is Nija. Hit that like button and join my journey. So yeah, as you guys see, I am doing a video of how I found out I was pregnant and how was my pregnancy. I barely talk about my pregnancy, so I'm actually opening up and really talking about it. That is amazing. So once again, I wrote down certain things that I want to speak about when it comes to my pregnancy. So first things first, I found out I was pregnant in March of 2017. I was 21 years old, and it's crazy. I was off of work this day, and at the time, my child's father, who was my boyfriend, he was at work. I was off of work. This is the time when I was working at Bed Bath & Beyond. And he went to work, and my Mother Nature was late. Alright, let's just get straight to that. Mother Nature was late. But she was only a day late. And something told me, Nija, go to the store and get you a pregnancy test. So at the time, I was on the phone with one of my old friends, and I was talking to her, and I was telling her like, yo, you know, my thing is late. I'm not understanding why it's late. And I was like, I don't think I'm pregnant. Like, I can't be. And she was like, girl, go get you a test. I went to go get a test. I was on the phone with her the whole time. Went to get a test. Came back. I took the test, and I was like, and mind you, the night before that, I had drinks. I was drinking. I had some Taylor Port the night before that. So I'm like, I can't be pregnant. Like, I can't be. So I took the test, and I put the test on the sink, and I'm on the phone still with her, and I'm like, girl, like, I'm not pregnant, so I'm not understanding why she's late. Like, I'm not getting it. Why is she late? I'm not pregnant. I'm talking my talk, you know. And then after that, I just looked down and looked at the pregnancy test, and it all said positive. So I took it, and that was, what day was that? I'm not even gonna say a date because I'm not sure. But I didn't believe it. So I went back to Rite Aid, got another pregnancy test, and the same day, and I took it again, and it said positive, and I still didn't believe it. But I didn't take pictures of those. However, I do have pictures of pregnancy tests that I took, and I'm gonna put them up on the screen of it saying positive. I'm gonna put it up there. Because even after that, I still was taking pregnancy tests because I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I'm moving forward too fast. So yeah, it said positive. That same day, I told my child's father, and he was happy, he was excited. He was like, okay, we're gonna do it, whatever. When I went back to work, y'all know I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond, and that they have like a pharmacy, not a pharmacy, but like a section for females, beauty products, whatever. They have pregnancy tests as well, and I bought pregnancy tests while I was at work. I took them, and those are the pregnancy tests that are on the screen right now. So yeah, took them. I was pregnant, okay? I was pregnant. I hid my pregnancy from my family for 3 months. I did not tell my family at all. I remember being around them. I didn't tell nobody. I remember we had like a Mother Day, like little celebration, and they had offered me like a mimosa, and I didn't want it. And some of my family members then was like, oh, I knew since then because you don't ever turn down the drink. And you turned down the drink, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, no one knew. I kept it a secret for 3 months. Yes, I didn't tell my mother until I was 3 months. One of my cousins, which is my daughter's godmother, she helped me tell my family member because she asked me. It's crazy. She was the first one to know. She asked me at the family gathering, at the Mother's Day family gathering, when they offered me mimosas, and I was like, no. She did pull me to the side and asked me like, are you pregnant? And I was like, yeah, because she's one family member that you could just tell anything to. She know how to keep a secret. She's there for you. She supports you, and that's why she is one of my child's godmother. But yeah, so I told her, and she's the one that helped me tell my family members, well, my mother and my grandmother. She's the one that helped me tell them too that I was pregnant. I remember coming to my grandmother's house, sitting in the living room, and my cousin was talking and she was just like, oh, so we have a new addition to the family. Because if you guys know, Caribbean people, when they dream of fishes, that means that someone in the family is pregnant. So my grandmother was having dreams about fishes, so she knew somebody in the family was pregnant. However, she was keeping a secret as well because somebody else was pregnant. She knew about somebody else, she didn't know about me. But she knew that somebody was pregnant. And so we sitting down in the living room, it's me, my mother, my grandmother, my cousin, and we sitting in the living room, and my grandmother was like, no, my cousin said, oh, so there's a new addition to the family. And they thought she was pregnant. She's like, no, I'm not pregnant. And my grandmother was like, yeah, I know. And we was like, you know? And she was like, yeah, I know. I've been keeping it a secret. We was like, what? Like, how does she know I was pregnant? Anyway, so, yeah, they had asked her if she was pregnant, and my cousin was like, no. So then they looked at me, and my mother looked at me, and she was like, you're pregnant? And I was like, yeah. And then that's when my grandmother was like, oh, like I didn't know it was you, I thought it was somebody else. Anyway, that's how my mother and grandmother found out. I kept it a secret. I didn't tell no friends, no family, nothing. Kept it a secret. Now, more of my family found out in June because my mother opened her mouth and told them at her birthday party. We had like a big birthday party for her, and she was giving a speech, and she announced that she was going to be a grandmother. Who told you to do that? I don't know, because I wasn't ready to speak up and tell my business. But that's when my whole family found out. Now, I will post like little pictures of me being pregnant. I did carry small, very small. I will post pictures of that on the screen as well. My daughter was healthy throughout the whole pregnancy. I was healthy throughout the whole pregnancy. Like I said, I really carried very small. When I was 9 months, I looked like I was 5 months. Like I carried very, very well. However, now, there are things that I went through during my pregnancy that was just very tough, and a lot of people do not know. First thing first, that Bed Bath & Beyond job, I had got fired from that job while I was pregnant. I think I had got fired in April or the ending of March, like literally the beginning of April or the ending of March, because I had literally just found out I was pregnant not so long ago. And I remember we were still wearing, like, I had like my leather jacket on, so it was still kind of a little chilly. When I was 4 months pregnant, me and my child's father broke up. I found out some things that I did not like, which we're not going to get into that. But yeah, we broke up, and we was not seeing eye to eye the rest of the pregnancy. We was not seeing eye to eye at all. I remember I had went to CNA school when I was pregnant, and I didn't finish. I was just doubting myself. I was discouraged. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I felt worthless. I didn't feel like this was something I can pass at all. So I quit in the middle of that. Oh Lord, this one touches me. June 30th of 2017 at Bronx Lebanon. Here's the thing. My original doctor, I had made an appointment with them, but I wasn't able to see my doctor until I was like a few weeks in, because she was so booked up. And I wanted to see check up on my kid, make sure everything was fine soon. So Bronx Lebanon Hospital, they had a opening sooner than my original doctor did. So for my prenatal, I was going to Bronx Lebanon because I was able to see a doctor quicker than I was at my original doctor. So I was going there for prenatal care, and June 30th, I remember my appointment was around 2 o'clock. June 30th of 2017, I was in a hospital shooting. I was on the 14th floor because I remember in Bronx Lebanon, the prenatal women's department was on the 14th floor. However, 2 to 3 floors above, shooting was happening. I don't know if you guys ever heard about it, but that's when the doctor, he wasn't a doctor at the moment because he had got fired from his job, but he came back for revenge and he started shooting up the hospital and then killed himself. So the hospital went on lockdown. Complete lockdown. They had us in a small room. They had about over 30 pregnant people plus the employee staffs in a small room locked up. And it was the worst. Everyone was so hot. We was hyped, like we couldn't breathe. Like it was just so much going on. You look out the window, you see cops, fire trucks, you see SWAT team, you see everything going on, like everything. And I was by myself. I went to that appointment by myself because, as I stated, me and my child's father was not seeing eye to eye majority of my pregnancy. So I did have to go to that appointment by myself. I was very alone. I was scared. My mother had called me because she knew I had an appointment, and she had called me and was just like, oh, where are you? Because she heard about it. She's like, where are you? And I was like, I'm at my appointment. She was like, where? I'm like, Bronx, Lebanon. She sent my cousin, which is my child's godmother, the one that helped me till I was pregnant. She sent her to come get me. However, we didn't get out till almost 6 o'clock. Mind you, my appointment was at 2. They had the whole hospital shut down because they had to search for the gunman. Then they had to clear the floors. They had to clear the hospital floor by floor. And mind you, we're on the 14th floor, so they didn't get to us until 6 o'clock. We was hungry. We was miserable. We was upset. Granted, of course. It was scary. It was the scariest feeling I ever had to go through. It was very traumatic for me, and I was very scared, and I was by myself. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was gonna happen. But thank God everything was okay with all of us that was pregnant. We all got through it. The gunman did end up killing himself, and they found him. It's just crazy because everything just happened so quick. I remember them yelling over the speaker. They was, yelling their code, and everything was just shut down after. The doors was locked. Everything was just shut down, and we was just all terrified. And I remember I don't like being in hospitals by myself anymore because it's still a traumatic thing for me. And it's like, girl, you work in a health setting. Yeah, I know, right? Like I had mentioned, what people did not know is me and my child father was not on good terms. So everyone, like we planned our whole baby shower without speaking to one another. The way me and him communicated, we communicated through our mother. If I needed something, I'll hit his mother up. If he needed something or wanted to get a message to me, he'll hit my mother up and they would relay the message. That's how we communicated. If it was anything with the baby shower, I'm speaking through the mother to get to him. Like, that's how everything was planned, which I don't know either. For the people that was at my baby shower, we was not speaking. When we walked in together, we was not speaking. We was not speaking. We was not speaking. Are you understanding that? That is like, we was not on good terms. We was not speaking. So like my pregnancy, yes, I carried well. I carried great. I had no pregnancy issues with me or my daughter. However, I was going through a lot mentally and emotionally. And I felt like I was just alone. Of course, you don't feel like you're ready. I was 21. I had my baby at 22. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. And that's not even everything, but that is majority of the things that I went through when I was pregnant. It was a beautiful feeling carrying my kid. However, my next pregnancies, I do hope it goes better. I do hope it goes well. I do hope I am able to actually enjoy my pregnancy, because I did not enjoy my pregnancy at all. But I definitely am happy that I had my baby. It was no questions asked about that. I was not happy getting rid of my kid. I was not. I love my daughter, and she is the reason why I am who I am today. And I just want to thank you, baby girl. I love you. But yes, so that was my pregnancy, how I found out I was pregnant, what I went through when I was pregnant. So yeah, y'all. It wasn't much, but I just thought that I wanted to share my pregnancy journey with you guys. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in my next video. Later, y'all!